Okay. This is my next project coming. I want to build a pizza oven right here. So on the floor here, I've set up these straight edges here, got it all measured out so that you can see where the walls are going to be. We're going to put a brick on the side here, and then build a small wall here. This will be open for access. There'll be a wall over here. And the reason why we're building this is because it's got to come up this high, and then we're going to put cement all the way around. Okay, we build the pizza oven on top of the brick. It'll end up, the base of the pizza oven is going to be up this high so that we can look in pretty easy and not have to get down real low. So it'll be up this high, we can look in really easy. We're going to continue that same one piece of cement around this way, and over here we're going to build, I believe it's called a planchette. Basically what that is you get a fire going inside, you build a base of coals, and then you move them over to the side and you cook on top of it. You can use cast iron pans, you can use little, what's the thing called when you put it on the table, a hot pad?
Trivet?
Trivet. You make like a trivet for French, okay, kind of on stilts. So then that stands over the coals, and you put your hamburger on that. I mean, you could cook small amounts that way. You can do whatever you want in here. Basically, it's going to be up the same height. It's going to come down to about this far, so it's kind of like a barbecue. In many ways, it's like a barbecue, but it's open in the front. The sides are closed, the back is closed, the top is closed. So the only access you have is from the front. There won't be a whole lot of smoke coming inside because it'll be vented out the top, just like the pizza oven. So we're probably going to end up using this like the pizza oven probably 2 times a week for cooking the pizza. We'll do, in one day we'll do pizza, we'll do a bunch of bread, maybe sandwiches, something like that. And over here in the planchette, you could do the same thing. You could cook soups. You could do any kind of camp cooking, like hamburgers in a cast iron skillet. Cast iron skillets would work great over here. Dutch oven would work great. You could cook soup on this, you know. Anyway, we're probably going to heat it up twice a week. Cook up a bunch of bread and pizza breads and cheesy bread, and you know, whatever people kind of want or want to explore. We'll cook it up here and it'll be great. Tasty.
And about the smoker?
Smoker. We'll eventually put a sink right in here. Because it's cold outside, we can't run water to and from. There's no drain out here, so probably what we'll do is we'll end up putting a cold water only tube in the ground so it doesn't freeze. It'll come up inside. We'll put a valve out in the dirt somewhere so that it can turn all this off for the winter time. And then we'll have cold water. Got hot over here. We can boil a pot of water if we need hot water. Anyway, the drain will go out the back and into a bucket, which we'll dump out on the plants or something. So there'll be a sink here, and eventually over here there'll be a smoker. I got plans for a smoker with a typical barbecue. So the barbecue cooks and then the smoke goes over. You got a little gate over here to close off the smoke. The barbecue will put smoke in this room though, but it's pretty airy, so that'll be okay. But I don't know that I'm set on doing that yet. It might just be a smoker with the fire underneath and then the smoke coming up to the top and then going out.
Mm-hmm. And part of the reason that we're doing this is because here we don't have air conditioning. So if we do a lot of cooking inside, the whole house kind of builds up heat.
Very true.
So by having the outdoor kitchen, During the summer, I can do conserving out here, and it won't tie up our kitchen. So like when I'm cooking a pot of jam that has to be cooked 3 times over a day and a half, those pots aren't sitting on the stove taking up our space, and it's just going to make things a little bit easier for us. But also, you know, with this war, we've also found out that, you know, if we don't have electricity or if we don't have gas, we still need to be able to take care of feeding people and feeding ourselves. And so a lot of this is going to
It's just
more
alternate methods of cooking.
kind of off the grid variant here
Yeah.
to compensate for.
Campfire cooking without the camping.
Yeah.
Glamping, oh.
I don't know,
That
but
would be with the motorhome or something.
yeah. So you can kind of see that there's a lot of open area exposure there where smoke can go up to the ceiling and then funnel out. So it's a long project, and it's going to take us probably a year or two maybe to get a lot of this done, maybe longer.
I had a bunch of extra metal at one time, so I started putting together this cabinet to use as a smoker. It's all metal, it's all welded up, sealed up really good. But then I changed my ideas, and I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. So here it sits. Eventually I'll probably use it or cut it up and, you know, use it some other way.
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually started some work on the pavilion, which is just across the way. So we have our outdoor kitchen, and we're going to be putting some pavers down eventually down there. And we have the door that goes into the pavilion where we'll be able to sit and eat. Once they get the screens in, we won't be bothered by the mosquitoes and flies.
Yeah, we're not to the beautification point yet,
Yeah.
but
So
we're getting there.
the white is the plaster. That'll eventually be painted. Down at the bottom where you see the mesh is where the tile is going to be. And we actually have all the tile bought over here in these boxes here. It's kind of like a chocolate tan colored looking rock. So we want everything to be kind of earthy. And the inside will be painted different colors, just thinking about how we're going to decorate there. But we want to try and get the outside of this pavilion done a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Mark's holding up a piece of what it's going to look like. So that's one of the corner pieces to go around the columns
I
there.
forget what this is called, but it's supposed to look like flat pieces of rock that are stacked.
Yeah, so kind of hard to see there in the shade, but kind of gives you an idea. So we bought that before the war started, so almost a year and a half ago. Let me see if I can get over here to where Mark is showing
Oh, here, let me get the other one.
the two pieces and how they interlock.
This in the corner.
Yeah, so if you can kind of see that. So we specifically bought a lot of those corner pieces after measuring everything out. So it looks like stacked brick. So very natural looking.
The same thing happens with the other piece right in here.
Yeah, how it fits together, yeah. So another reason again is just to be outside a little bit more. You know, we don't have to take off our shoes that we've been in the garden with or in the barn with when we come to eat here in this outside pavilion area. So, of course, it took us a couple years, one, to get some of the brick foundation of first the cement foundation and the brick built, and then in 2019, my sister Brenda and her husband Dave came, and Dave designed the frame for the roofing, and we got the roof done. And the upstairs is storage on the left and my she shed on the right. But we've slowly been working on these projects in and around the garden and feeding all the people that we feed. So
And winter.
in winter, yeah.
You can't really paint in the winter outside. You can't really lay bricks outside or rock. There's a lot of things you can't do. I mean, we could, of course, get chemicals and make it work, but
Yeah.
that just drives the price up.
Price
and
up, yeah.
We're better off waiting until it's things are cheaper.
Yeah. And so we, you know,
More convenient.
some of the things that slowed down was, of course, COVID and the stores closing down for a while and all those kind of things. And then that cleared up. And then, of course, we had the war start. So it's just kind of slowed us down. But again, these are side projects for us in and around everything else we do. So anyway, just a quick glimpse of some of the things that are going on here.